You see a helicopter, bunch of people walking around New York with nothing but shave cream and sunglasses on, and just walking around. It's kind of like it's a kind of like a cult. It's at night, and it's somewhere in the future. And these people from California that come by and in a helicopter, they descend upon and they see that there's some kind of like the the psychic wavelengths of cognition that I implanted into your cerebral cortex last night were not the ones that I was really wanted to. These ones, I know they probably elevated your soul to like greater heights than your soul's ever been elevated to. But if you didn't see first of all, if you didn't see in your dreams, if you didn't see the naked people covered with shaving cream, wearing sunglasses, smoking cigars, walking through the streets of New York in the year 2200, and then seeing a helicopter descend upon these people, load them out of the plane, I mean the helicopter rather, and shave them, take them to California, take them to the Staples Center in California, put them up on stage, and um, put on an exhibition on stage that's actually um, it's a it's their version of um, um, what's that show called again? It's their version of Chucky in Charge, but it's at the Staples Center. If you didn't see that in your dreams last night, then I gave you the wrong psychic implants. I gave you the ones that I was supposed to give you 24 years ago. So the psychic implant that should be implanted into the viscera of your brain round about 2 a.m. tonight should be what you should see is you should see um, albino midgets smoking weed, dancing around in a big bucket of slime and praying to their god. And who is their god? Their god, their god is it's a deity known as Gorgon, and he doesn't live in this realm. He's from an entirely different dimension. And when the giant bucket of slime runs out of slime, he fills it with new slime. It's whatever kind of slime you want, but it's just a kind of a slime. It's kind of a slime substance that the albino midgets they like to roll around in because it's good for their skin and it's good for the environment. It just gives people a general feeling of well-being and uh, kind of a do the right thing kind of feeling, and just like everything for the betterment of mankind type of feeling. And this giant bucket of slime, albino midgets and all, someday it's just going to be that's going to be taken to the Staples Center. So it's going to be a giant bucket of slime, albino midgets, But I kind of like the I like the dream implant that I gave you that has people covered in shaving cream and sunglasses walking around the streets of New York in the year 2200. I like that. And that was supposed to be from 24 years ago. So if I go back in time to that era, then that dream can be legitimized and it can be um, I don't know, something. That's the true meaning of existence is actually it's not going to be the same in all dimensions. In some dimensions, the purpose of sentient life is to get as many frogs that you can find in the land of Gorgon and play shuffleboard with them. In other dimensions, the true purpose of life is to build a giant house made of candy and to live in it only temporarily. Then once you're done in that house, what you do is you go back to living in the concrete, tangible world, in this reality, and you find some kind of sublime serenity within the wild frontiers of the most angular depths of your imagination, though they may be forever haunting you, they're wanting you within their fiery depths. Because when you actually do assess the true value of the cognitive human experience, removed from the physical experience of the automaton side of human existence, what you find is like both separate realities have their are firmly grounded in both a reality and a non-reality, whereby you can kind of mm, you can really be teleported back and forth to this reality and non-reality. The non-reality is actually the absence of reality, but the absence of reality is actually a transcendental state that is actually a higher reality in its own way. So the reality itself is kind of a blank, soulless existence, but the non reality is a transcendent form of the reality, and it's inherently more rubbery.